Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to 2A News Now. And I hope everybody's doing well. Imagine living in a state that if your firearm is stolen and used in a crime, you could face up to a $10,000 fine. How ridiculous is that? I think most of you know that most of the firearms that are stolen are out of people's vehicles. And people shouldn't store their firearms in their vehicles overnight. But yet a lot of people do. The state I'm talking about is Illinois. And a bill has been passed. And it's waiting for the governor's signature. And they say the reason that they passed this bill is to keep firearms out of the reach of children, as well as those who are mentally ill, as well as keeping them out of the hands of criminals. Now, currently in the state of Illinois, the law requires gun owners to keep their firearms secured if there's a child under the age of 14 in the house. But this new bill expands that to all minor children in the home, no matter their age whatsoever. But also this bill, once the governor signs it, if a gun is stolen out of your car, your home, or your business, or anywhere else that it's your firearm, and if it's used to commit a crime, or somebody uses it to commit suicide, they can face up to a $10,000 fine. The Illinois state senator that introduced this bill, her name is Laura Ellman, and of course she's a Democrat. And she said, unfortunately, children and teens are most at risk of injury or death because of unsecured guns. And according to her, Illinois has seen over 1,700 gun-related deaths due to firearms not being locked away. She claims that her measure addresses these risks and the rising number of gun-related deaths and injuries by strengthening Illinois storage safety standards. But according to Illinois State Representative John Cabello, who's a Republican, only in Illinois would we hold victims of crime more accountable than criminals. And he's absolutely right. Now, if someone breaks into your home and steals your firearm, you could be slapped with a $10,000 fine. He said it's ridiculous and it's anti-American. He also said Democrats are so eager to score points with out-of-state anti-gun groups that they've abandoned common sense entirely. Instead of enforcing the laws they already have or holding repeat offenders accountable, they're placing the blame on law-abiding citizens and undermining the Second Amendment. One thing people need to make sure that the firearms that you own don't get in the hands of kids. And like I said earlier, you should never store your firearm overnight inside your vehicle. But as the state senator said, they seem to want to punish the gun owners more than the criminals themselves. But of course we're talking about Illinois. And all you have to do is look at the city of Chicago. The gun crime is just out of control there. And once it gets to 4th of July and on into the summer, parts of Chicago and the surrounding areas turn into almost like a war zone. I think they really need to focus more on that than anything else. So I'd really like to hear your thoughts about today's video in the comments section down below. And as always, I appreciate everybody that supports the channel, not only by watching the videos, but also the ones after they watch the videos. They take a little bit of their time to like, share, and subscribe and hit those post notifications. I'm very grateful that they do so, and it helps the channel out and it helps it continue to grow. And I invite all of you to come back and watch my next video.